Welcome back to Outdoor Adventure Training. My name is Mikey Bell, and today we're bringing to you an hour-long advanced workout pulled directly from Power Phase in our Powder Prep program. This is a sneak peek of everything we have to offer in this comprehensive, periodized training program to build stability and strength and power, as well as mobility, so you can make the most out of your time on the mountain. Winter seems to be in full swing here on the West Coast. We've been getting dumped on with snow, and we've been getting after it at the resort and in the backcountry, and it is definitely not too late for you to start getting in shape. If this is your first ski workout of the season, I would highly recommend exploring a more entry-level stability style workout. We have a ton of them on our YouTube channel. I'll leave a link to one that I would recommend in the description below. For this workout, I am going to recommend that you have some equipment accessible. First and foremost, you're gonna want some form of external resistance. That could come in a dumbbell or kettlebells or a barbell. We're gonna show options for all of those. Additionally, if you have a plyometric box or even just a standard step or bench, we'll be needing that as well. And other additional optional pieces of equipment will be our stability ball and our Bosu ball, as well as a mini resistance band. We're throwing all the tools at you for today's challenging and rewarding workout. And for this workout, we are gonna be starting with a little bit of foam rolling, so make sure you have your roller handy. For rolling today, we're gonna focus on the very muscles we're gonna be working, the posterior chain. We're gonna keep it pretty light with the rolling, fairly short today, really just getting you warmed up a little bit. Focusing on the glutes first. Just working the right one here so you can keep your knees bent. If you would like to deepen it a little bit, you can cross that ankle over the other knee. Really getting deep into the external rotators of the hip here. A lot of glute work today, a lot of hamstring work. Definitely gonna get the heart rate up as well with the plyometrics we're doing. I am wearing a chest monitor today, just to see what we can do. My goal isn't necessarily to push my heart rate super high, but every now and again, especially with a longer workout like this, it's a good metric to be aware of. See how many calories you're burning. This can help inform your recovery for refueling, which is so important after a routine like today. We're gonna stay focused on the external rotators, hitting the TFL a little bit, which you should be well aware of where that is in your body, that outside part of the hip. Using my lower density roller here. I do have 4 or 5 different foam rollers for various applications. And this one is my gentlest, which I do like before working out, just to get some movement in. I save my more intense ones for the more intense mobility routines. And we're gonna repeat this whole sequence on the other side, starting with the glutes. I'm gonna switch sides as well. So I'm gonna go left glute. I like doing a few passes with my knees bent, feet on the floor, and sometimes this is just enough. If you'd like, you can cross that ankle over the knee, get a little deeper. For plyometrics today, we're gonna be showing you some body weight variations that you could do on the ground with no equipment. If you do have a plyo box, like the one I have over here, we'll show you some box jump variations that are pretty fun, but not mandatory. Safety is number one. Box jumps have got to be one of the most common exercises to inflict injuries on individuals, which is why I love the foam box for box jumps in particular. Switching to the TFL, this is our last roll here before we get into our dynamic warm-up. A little bit more about the workout after the dynamic warm-up. We have some isometric loading and some bounding. I'll review, and you should be well versed in these things by now. Then we have 2 different strength circuits. The first one we're doing 4 sets of, some squat variations, some deadlifts, squat jumps or box jumps. Second circuit, we're going through just 3 times, more squats, more glute and hamstring activation, more plyometrics, and then a really nice hamstring and glute focused cool down stretch. And I am pumped up.
10 seconds left. Hang in there.
I've said it before, but these are my favorite kind of workouts. The higher intensity posterior chain power. We're popping up. We'll get ready for our dynamic warm-up. We're starting off with a walking hamstring stretch. You've done this many times by now. Just dropping one heel out in front and then hip hinging, which we'll be doing a lot of today, that hip hinge motion. So I'm not breaking at the spine, keeping that spine loaded, and I'm just pushing the hips back, looking for a subtle, or maybe not so subtle, stretch through the back of the leg, calves and hamstrings. We're keeping it moving.
10 seconds left.
I should also mention going into these routines, and I know I've said this before, but doing some additional warm-up ahead of these workouts is super key. Hitting the spin bike, going for a little walk jog, elliptical trainer, whatever you have access to. We're on butt kicks. If you didn't notice, get those heels up to the glutes.
10 seconds left. Hang in there.
Get them up, keep them quick. Heart rate's up.
You're done in 3, 2, 1.
Nice work. Hammy twist. Love this warm up. Hand on the ground, rotating up, deep stretch through the hamstring. Replace hands up to the other side. You can bend your knees as much as you need. You can keep your hand propped up on a roller or on top of a kettlebell. Looking for, of course, that deep stretch through the hamstrings, also through the lumbar spine. Open it up.
10 seconds left. Hang in there. You're done in 3, 2, 1.
Nice job. Next up, we got hip cars. I'm gonna keep one hand on the wall here. We've done this one before. Working hip flexion, external rotation, hip extension, back to flexion, maybe a little internal rotation. Make sure it's truly internal rotation and you're not just turning your body. Hip internal rotation has always been tough for me, which is why I work on it. It is an awkward movement and there's truthfully not a lot of range of motion there.
We'll switch sides.
Can rotate directions as well.
You're done in 3, 2, 1.
Nice. We'll switch sides.
Left side. For 40 seconds.
Flexion, external rotation, extension, flexion and internal rotation. No wrong way to do this one. You could even just work external to internal. You could work extension to flexion.
10 seconds left.
But really, we're just trying to get the hip joints warmed up for a big workout today. Everything we're doing is hip focused.
2, 1.
Inchworm, don't skip it. Here we go. Hands on the ground. Walk it out to a plank. Do a push-up if you're not too sore. Little downward dog. Walk the toes in. I'm gonna switch directions here. Sorry if I'm going off frame. Really getting those hips up. Deep stretch through the posterior chain. but we're keeping it active. Give me one more good rep. Walk it out.
Hang in there.
Push up or 2 or 3 if you got it. Walking those toes in.
2, 1.
Nice job. Okay, here we go. Shaking it out. We got weighted isometric loading. Easy, each leg. Then a forward bound and a lateral bound. I'm gonna keep it light for this first round. We have 2 of these. I'm gonna go right leg first. This is all review. Think of this as our more specific warm up. So what we did was more general warm up. Even that was semi-specific, focusing on particular muscle groups. But now we're really working on isometrically loading the muscle groups we're gonna be working today. Glutes, hamstrings, quads, bent in the ankle, knee, and hip. Spine is loaded. This should be a very familiar position to you by now. This deep in the program, weeks 11 and 12.
In there.
Keep it bent, keep it loaded, firing, squeezing these muscle groups.
2, 1.
Excellent. Come out of it.
10 seconds.
We'll switch to the other leg here.
3, 2.
Get as low as you can handle. Staying balanced.
For 30
Loaded through the spine. Core is engaged.
seconds left. Hang in there.
Stay low. Doing great.
You're done in 3, 2, 1.
Nice work. You can set that weight off to the side. I'm gonna move my box just a little bit. We got forward bounds next. We're in power phase. We're looking for some reach with these. Of course, keep it within your wheelhouse. Most importantly, we're looking for a soft, quiet landing. Okay, loading through the hips, popping, soft landing. Knees are staying externally rotated for that glute engagement. I'm gonna switch directions. Load, pop, soft landing. Excellent. We've done these before. Should be review, but constant refinement. I've been doing these for a long time and feel like every week there's still subtle tweaks we can make to get better and better. That's the goal of training after all. Load and pop. Excellent. Really try to land with the heels
You're done in 3, 2.
and absorb it. Good work. Shake it out. Next up, we have lateral bounds. We've done these before too, working in the frontal plane, side to side. Same thing, but I'm throwing everything laterally. Here we go. Load and pop.
5 seconds.
Soft landing. You're definitely not going to go as far with these, and that's okay. Do your best to have both of your feet land at approximately the same time. And make sure you're truly jumping laterally. Nice. Getting you to stabilize while moving in that frontal plane. On the landing, especially that medial knee is going to want to collapse. Keep it out. Glutes engaged. Nice. One more.
Done in 3, 2, 1.
Good stuff. Shake it out. One more round of that. If you have the Bozu ball, go ahead and grab it. You can go flat or round side. I'm gonna do my weighted load on the Bozu just for a little extra spice. Even though we're in power phase, stabilization phase never disappears. We're always working on building more stability. Bent through the knee, ankle and hip. Glute is engaged. I can't stress that enough. Isometrically, I'm really thinking about squeezing the gluteal muscles.
10 seconds left.
Staying low, definitely feeling it through the leg. Nice work. Coming out of it, we'll switch to the other side. You could certainly do this on the round side too. It's gonna get more of your foot and ankle. And I do feel for a workout like this, really focusing on getting that glute activation because I'm aware of what's coming with the deadlifts, the box jumps, all of our squat variations. Keep that knee bent, hip bent, just like you're skiing or snowboarding. Staying loaded for 30 seconds is nothing.
You're done in 3, 2, 1.
Whew, nice job.
For 20 seconds.
Move that out of the way. We got our forward bound again. Really working on popping those hips and getting out there. This is priming us for either the power squat jumps or the box jumps, which are to come. Here we go. Really getting low on the load and pop. Soft landing. It's a good thing I can't jump too much further because I'm running out of room. Nice. Really clearing the hips. Triple extension, hips, knees, and ankles. Excellent. Couple more. I'm gonna give myself a little more room here. Pay attention to your feet. I was a little staggered on my landing. I really want to be squared up. Nice. Good stuff. Shake it out. Woo! It's gonna be a warm one in the garage gym. Even though it's 50 degrees in here, I feel the heat. We're bringing the heat today, baby. Let's get it done. Lateral bound, same thing. I know this one's a little awkward with the hands. You can either keep them at your side and throw it. Sometimes I'll even come between my legs like this. I want you to just jump up and to the side. Don't overcomplicate it. Excellent. A few more. Soft landings. Really absorbing that landing to make it soft. Last one. Nice job. Get a drink of water. We're getting ready for our first full strength circuit here. We're starting with a weighted skier squat, not only for skiers, also for snowboarders. That's just what we call it. Feel free to do the first set without any weight. I'm gonna grab my 12 kilos in the goblet position like this, which we'll be revisiting later. Staying low, working side to side. And really the key here is staying low as you can handle. And then keeping this knee externally rotated, trying to keep my other foot grounded on the floor as I work again in the frontal plane, which every skier needs to be strong in. Same with snowboarders too. Same motion. Keep that knee out. We're looking for a lot of glute activation, adductor activation, quad activation, core activation. I'll stop. You get the idea. Keep moving side to side.
10 seconds left. You're done. 3, 2, 1.
Nice work. You can set that down.
20 seconds.
We have deadlifts next. Feel free to use whichever weight you want. If you're using dumbbells, 2 dumbbells, hip hinge. If you're using kettlebell, 1 kettlebell in the middle. I'm gonna go with my trusty old barbell here. And it is indeed old, 95 pounds, flat back on the pickup. Squeezing the glutes, tucking the tailbone forward. You need to finish every rep. If you are using the barbell, Make sure you engage the weight, or even the kettlebell or dumbbell for that matter, meaning I'm not yanking it off the ground. That could jeopardize the lumbar spine. So again, hips are low. I'm loading the bar. You can hear that subtle click. I'm loaded. Snapping those hips forward. This is power phase, team. Get after it. Tucking under. A lot of core engagement. A lot of glute engagement.
10 seconds left.
Stay low.
You're done. 3, 2,
Nice job. Good work. Set it down. It really doesn't matter which modality you're using, whether it's a dumbbell, kettlebell, barbell. We just want some resistance. Power squat jumps are next. We're working on sheer power. Getting up. I'm gonna try to touch the ceiling. We'll get to box jumps on the next round. Here we go. Load, pop. Nice. Basically the forward bound, but we're channeling all of that energy straight up to the sky. Here we go. Load and pop. Soft landing. Notice I'm not rapid fire with these. Quality over quantity, for sure. Triple extension. Slow this down if you need to. And look, loading, popping, triple extension. We're getting that glute engagement, meaning I'm not just jumping with the knees. We're using the hips. Throw those hips up. Nice.
seconds left. Hang in there.
Give me one more.
3, 2, 1.
Excellent work. Woo! Water break. Good stuff. Hate to tell you this, but we got 3 more rounds of that before our next 3 rounds in this full hour-long routine. Weighted skier squats are up again. I'm gonna do exactly what I did last set. That felt really good, felt challenging enough. Next set, we'll integrate the Bozu ball. But again, definitely not critical. Feet are nice and wide to start, getting low. Definitely working on some strength endurance here, more so than power, and also range of motion. Working on that mobility. How low can you go while maintaining integrity in the upper body and in the lower body? Keep that knee out. A lot of hip strength required here. Sometimes I do like the one-handed goblet to really get the core firing as I'm super deep. Then we could switch to the other side.
10 seconds left. Hang in there. You're done in 3, 2, 1.
Great job. We got deadlifts next. I'm gonna keep it with my 95 pounds. On this set, I'm gonna go from the lateral view. Part of the barbell might be out of the frame, but pay attention to the hips. Again, whatever apparatus you're using, I'm tucking the tailbone under, just like in a glute bridge. Flat back, I'm loaded. My neck is not looking up. I'm straight through the cervical spine. Snap forward, shoulders down and back, core is engaged. Flat back on the way down. Bend your knees as much as you need to. Load the weight. This is power phase. Absolutely appropriate to rest in between reps. Getting low. Tuck them forward. Should be a lot of glute firing going on with this one.
10 seconds left. Hang in there.
Give me at least one more clean rep.
You're
Nice work. I'm gonna move my barbell out of the way, and I'm gonna grab my plyo box. If you don't have a plyo box, no worries. You're missing out a little bit. I'll start low here. You're on power squat jumps. Otherwise, we're on box jumps. Nothing changes. There's no difference at all. Just asking you to land a little higher up. I'm still loading, popping, soft landing. Notice I'm not just bringing the knees up, okay? I'm really trying to get my hips up. I don't even really need to bend my knees because all that power is coming from the hips. Here we go. Soft landing, feel free to step down. If you want the added challenge, you can certainly jump off. Soft landing, not critical. I think for this set, I'm gonna stick with stepping off. We'll show you more variations down the road. And by down the road, I mean later in this workout. And in future workouts. This is certainly not the end. Even if you're nearing the end of your program, this is not the end of training. This is just a start. Nice work. Halfway done with the first circuit. Let's use the Bosey ball for this round of skier squats, for those of you that have it. We're gonna go 30 seconds on one side, 30 seconds on the other. I'm gonna keep the weight the same. Foot on the round side of the Bozu. Goblet position is ideal. Getting low, drive out of it. This is more of a side squat or a stationary side lunge. Notice I'm keeping the knee out. Don't forget to smile. If you didn't love it, you wouldn't be here. Even if you're only doing it because you think you should. There's a part of you deep down that absolutely loves it. Trust me. Here we go. Other leg. I love this variation. Definitely challenges your range of motion. A little bit more power required to get out of there. Good stuff. We're back on deadlifts. I'm gonna do my best very quickly to add a touch more weight. Not for the ego, but rather for the diminishment of the ego. Remind myself how much opportunity there is for growth. Not too worried about going over time here. Still working. Okay, 115. You don't need to add weight. Here we go. Back flat, butt down. Power those hips up. Let it down slow. As Ronnie Coleman would say, ain't nothing but a peanut. If you don't know who Ronnie Coleman is, maybe you're lucky. Flat back. Tucking that tailbone forward. A lot of power here. Don't drop your weight. Couple more, come on. Notice I'm still pushing my knees out into my arms almost. Making sure they're not collapsing. Nice job. Whoo! We got box jumps next, or power squat jumps. No wrong way to do it here. I'm gonna increase the height by 6 inches. Hopefully my head doesn't go through the ceiling. It's happened before. Just kidding. Here we go. Load and pop. Soft landing, standing all the way up. I got a few inches of clearance. That's good to know. Really feeling the glute activation, which is gonna help you Get the glutes firing in the squat jump. If you're increasing the height of your box, first of all, be careful. Second of all, you need to use your hips. Excellent job. Keep it going. Few more. Use those hips.
Hang in there.
One more.
You're done in 3, 2, 1.
Great job. One more round of these 3 challenging exercises. I'm not gonna lie to you. My legs are feeling it, which is great. That's why we're here on Posterior Power Day. Great job showing up. Super proud of you for making it this far. We're about 50% of the way through. You got the juice.
Next up, weighted skier squat.
Here we go. I'm getting set up early. I'm ready to go. Hopefully you are too. I'm gonna do 30 seconds each side on the Bozu, starting with the other side this time. Getting low. Notice the knee is staying externally rotated. Core is engaged. Chest is up. Last one on this side. Great job. Gotta move that Bozu. Switch to the other side as expeditiously as you can. Couple more of these. No one said it was going to be easy. In fact, I told you it wasn't going to be. So you shouldn't be expecting much else. Good job. Good job. Get the Bozu out of the way. We're back on the deadlifts. I'll show you another side view just for, oh no, damage the wall. Not the first time, I promise you. And it won't be the last. We'll get that painted up. Flat back. Glutes engaged. I can't emphasize enough the importance of keeping the spine neutral. If you need to elevate the weight off the ground using some weights or any other platform, do it. Few more. A lot of glute engagement, hamstring activation. When you're coming down, let that weight slide right down the thighs.
10 seconds left. Hang in there.
Give me one more. Great job. Nice work. Be careful not to damage your wall. The owner of this gym is gonna kill me. Moving the Bozu out of the way. Barbell, I'm getting delirious. Last set of box jumps. Power from the hips, here we go. Woo. Focus, if you're on power squat jumps, get up there. Definitely feeling this on round 4, which is right where we want to be. Finish your rep. Wherever you land, stand all the way up, clear the hips. No different from the deadlift. Nice. Get those hips up, come on.
10 seconds left. Hang in there.
Nice work. Good job. Just cover that up. It's like it never happened. That's the reality of it. It does happen. Working out at home in a tight space, gotta make it happen. If you have your mini resistance band, now is the time to grab it. We got goblet squats. If you have the band, we're gonna use it for more glute engagement. You're gonna step through with both legs. I personally like to put mine just above the kneecap, just above the patella. I feel it does a better job of pulling me valgus, so I can really externally rotate for that glute med engagement. Goblet squat position. If you're using a kettlebell, you're putting the butt of your palms together. You could also hold a medicine ball. You could hold a plate. You could hold a sack of potatoes. I really don't care. Just get some resistance. At the bottom range of motion, don't let the knees buckle. With or without the band, we're really driving out with the knees. Still clearing the hips. Every rep, tucking the tailbone forward.
You're done. 2, 1.
Nice work. Good job.
20 seconds.
Next up, I'm afraid to even look. One of my favorite glute exercises, the single leg elevated glute bridge. We'll show you variations here.
We'll start in 3.
If you've been following along, you know I love these. Okay, so you can start with 2 legs
Seconds.
if you're struggling, if you're getting tired in this workout. But ideally, we're hip hinging, pressing the hips up, glute, hamstring, engagement, big time. The other leg's just kind of hanging out. Definitely not hanging out on the floor though. I struggle with these. They're not easy. So if you're having a hard time at home, you're not alone.
10 seconds left.
Give me a couple more.
You're done in 3, 2.
Woo!
Rest.
Nice job. Short little rest. I'm not a big fan of sitting down in the workout, so I'll stand up, shake it out. We're going right away to the other leg. Here we go. Right leg this time. Left leg is just extended, loosely extended, dropping the hips down, pressing the hips up, hinging at the hip. A lot of core engagement too. Don't let your hips buckle to the open side. Try and keep them closed off and square. Woo! Feeling it. Oh yeah. If you need a rest, hold the glute bridge. Give me 2 more good reps. Sink it down. Pop it up. 1 more.
In 3, 2.
Nice job. Whew, not easy. You're gonna kill me with this last one. I need a light medicine ball. There it is. 10 pounder. You don't need a weight for this one. If you are using a weight, keep it super light. We got lunge, jump, and twist. Like I said, active workout. So our goal is in the lunge, I'm rotating to my closed side. I'm jumping, switching sides. Really trying to land 90 and 90. I'm up on the back toe, front foot is grounded. Getting some rotation in, plyometrics, endurance. Come on, stay with me. You got it. Stay up, a few more. Balance. Oh, love it. Nice job. Get some water, get a rest. We'll do it all again. and then again. I'm gonna go resistance band again for the goblet squat. Let's get real fancy here, team. I wouldn't recommend trying this at home unless you're extremely proficient in your squat and on the Bozu. If not, just choose one or two of these variations. Hardest part of this is just getting on with the band. On the Bozu, got some instability. Don't worry, I'm doing that. Knees staying externally rotated. Woo! Keep that Bozu flat if you're on it. Keep those knees out no matter where you are. Deep range of motion. From the lateral view, make sure your spine is staying loaded. What I mean by that, if I was to go a little lower, do what's called a butt wink, and my tailbone curls under my hips, and then I'm gonna have to flex my lower back to stand back up. So only go as deep as you can while maintaining excellent spinal alignment.
10 seconds left. Hang in there. You're done. 3, 2, 1.
Oh, nice work.
20 seconds.
Okay, as much as I love the single leg elevated glute bridge, don't worry, we'll do it again. If that's what you got, that's what you're on. If not, grab your stability ball, because I promised I'd show you this one. We're gonna do a single leg hammy curl. So really, same muscle groups involved here. A little bit more core. I'm going 1 foot on top of the stability ball, curling it in. Really looking for some concentric activation through the hammy. My hips are off the ground. That's really key. A lot of core going on here. If you want to mimic more of the single leg elevated glute bridge, I'll do my best here. Little hip press. That one's tough. A lot of core. Couple more. Woo! Not easy. We'll switch to the other leg. I'm not sure which one is harder, stability ball or the glute bridge. Here we go. Hips are up off the ground, just a couple inches. You don't need to be up super high yet. Whatever variation you're doing, we're looking for that activation in the back of the leg. Make sure your toes are staying flexed up towards you. That's gonna help take the calves out of it. If you're pointed, you're gonna get a Charlie horse in your gastroc. I almost guarantee it. And that's really not what we're here to do. We're here for that posterior chain, which is firing. Okay, I'm gonna try a few of those hip presses for the end here. This is my weaker hamstring. So I'm glad I'm doing these hips up. Core engaged.
You're done in 3, 2.
Woo! Not easy. Great job. I'm sweating. Hopefully you are too. Lunge, jump, and twist. Who programmed this disgusting workout? I love it. Here we go. Sinking into that lunge and twisting. Really trying to rotate. And then I'm powering up right over to the other side. Let's get it done, team. Together. Come on. Woo! Balance is definitely a variable. If the twist is throwing you off, just omit it. Few more, come on. Strong work. Final round is coming up. Hamstrings are firing. Glutes are firing. This is where the magic happens, gang. Final round. Don't quit on me now. We got it. 3.5 more minutes of work, and we're stretching it out. If you got the band, grab it. I'm doubling my weight. Not because I'm strong, but because I want to be strong. Chest up. Oh yeah, feeling that. 50-pound bell. First the Mikey bell. We'll see who wins. I think the kettlebell might get me today. Keep those knees out, don't let them buckle. I know it's hard. Keep grinding. No butt wink. Couple more. One more for good measure.
3, 2, 1.
Woo!
20 seconds.
Oh yeah, nice work. You got 2 options for this set. Either elevated glute bridge, which I think I'm gonna do.
Left side.
Single leg, that is. Or single leg hammy curl on the stability ball. Do whichever one was harder for you. That's how we get harder.
Left side. 45 seconds.
Do hard things. Hinge and pop. A lot of glute engagement. Short little rest. Glutes are still firing, even in the rest. Let it hinge. Drive it up. Core engaged. Whoo! Come on, let's get it done together. A few more.
Seconds left. Hang in there.
One more.
You're done in 3, 2, 1.
Oh, nice work.
20 seconds.
Oh, I'm gonna stand up, shake it out. Whew. Good work, team. One more
Right side.
set on the other leg. This is why we're here for this final round in this tough workout.
Elevated glute bridge.
Right side. For 15 seconds.
Make sure you're dropping down, really hinging, driving out. Oh, whew. It's like there's a knife in my glute. Doesn't matter. We got to keep digging, team. Come on, keep pressing, keep hinging. We're almost there.
Seconds left. Hang in there.
Just a few more. Stay strong.
You're done. 3, 2, 1.
Nice work.
For 20 seconds.
Woo! Oh yeah, love it. Final working set. You gotta feel good about making it here. I'm fired up. Dopamine is flowing. We love it in the oat gym. Up on the back toe. Final set, final run. This is why you're here. Make it count. Get up, come on. Rotate, rotate. Oh, don't quit on me, come on. You can do it. Oh, I know it burns. Come on, let's get it done together. Oh, nice job. Whew. A very, very well-deserved rest. Give yourself a pat on the back. If you're working hard, like I am, hit zone 4 there. Feel free to pause the video. Walk it out for a minute or 2. Cool down a bit. And I'll be here. ready to stretch whenever you are. Make sure your band is proximal for one of our stretches. We're doing a half splits and twist. Just be grateful it's not a lunge jump and twist. Lunge position, sinking my hips back. I might just do a few active movements to the ankle first just to loosen up the hamstrings. But the twist, when I'm after, my inside hand is gonna stay grounded or close to it. You could be up on a foam roller. I'm gonna try to open up, twist, come back down. You should really feel that through the biceps femoris, the lateral hamstring muscle. And then we're transitioning to just a standard half splits. Really trying to relax. You can stay up high like this, or you can slide your foot back and sit on your back heel. Make this real passive, rounding forward naturally. We're cooling down now. After that sympathetic effort, sympathetic nervous system, that is. Although I can definitely empathize with you in the challenge of that workout. But now it's time to cool down, relax, switch it over to the parasympathetic response with this deep passive stretch. We're going to come out of it, short little rest, just giving us enough time to switch to the other side. So now I'm going to go left leg forward. I'm going to start again with a little flexion and extension. I'm a little embarrassed about damaging my wall, but we'll get it fixed before the next one. And then we can work that twisting motion. If it feels really tight, you're not alone. Open it up, deep twist. And then we're switching to our static half splits. Remember, we can either stay up high, or really my preferred way is to sit back on that back heel, fold forward. Come out of this slowly. Woo. You're gonna grab your band or strap, whatever you got. We're gonna do a couple hamstring stretches with this. Should feel really good. I'm gonna wrap that band around the arch of my foot. My right foot I'm gonna start with. I'm gonna lay back. I'm gonna make this as passive as possible. I'm trying to use very little grip strength. Knee is bent. Left knee can be bent. Right knee can also be bent. That's fine. If you want to deepen the stretch, you can extend that leg. Obviously a very deep stretch to the calves and hamstrings. Now we're gonna switch to a closed hamstring stretch. So I rebent my knee. I'm gonna bump my hips over a little bit. I'm gonna re-extend the leg, pass the band over to my left hand and just let, with some control, everything flop over to the side. Again, we're looking for that deep stretch through the lateral hamstring. Also a little bit of release through the lumbar spine as well. Nice work. Come out of it, short little rest. Just to switch sides, same deal. On the left side now, we'll start with the standard hamstring stretch. Re-extend that leg if you want. Again, you can keep that knee bent, especially if you feel any tension in the lower back. Really starting to cool down, relax now. Nice work. Bending that knee, bumping the hips over, passing the band off to the right hand, re-extending the leg, letting everything come over to the left side. Re-extend that arm back out. Again, looking for that release through the lateral hamstring and in the lower back. Nice job. We're gonna come out of this slowly. We got one final stretch, and I'll let you resume your normal life, although this is normal life. We're doing a nice long hold in our caterpillar pose here. 2 full minutes to really release. Now, all I'm doing, I'm not pulling on my toes. I'm really trying to make this passive. Let gravity do the work. If you're way up here like this, or your knees are super bent, meet yourself with grace wherever you're at. With each breath, try to get a little deeper without pulling. Keep breathing. A few more deep breaths. We'll come out of this slowly. Awesome job. Way to get it done. That was definitely not an easy workout. I would love if you took a minute and appreciate how far you've come. Reflect on where you were at day one in this program. I'm very confident that you will see how far you've come and how much you've improved. Awesome job. Way to hang in there. Way to get it done. We'll see you again tomorrow.